I legitimately know I don't know shit about the program. Mm-hmm. I understand why people do what they do in the program after 25 years, so I don't hold it against them anymore. Yeah. And I understand the cult groups within the programs way better, so I don't get as mad. Like, all I've done over the last few years, and certainly us talking about it, is be less mad at people being assholes for wanting to have a hierarchy and structure and feeling important in the program. Because in real life, you're not important and you suck balls. I'm going to say this to anybody who listens to this, who actually has time and thinks they're important. Fuck you. You don't know. Because I have been important. I have spoken to crowds. I have been in front of, 15,000 people doing God knows what, half naked, fighting celebrities. Like, I've done that shit. And I did it sober. I look at these people walk around like they're so fucking special. You know what you are? You're just failed at life. You can't be happy with, just having a child and making them the best person. To me, that's remarkable. And absolutely. And for anybody thinking it, I will even throw us under the bus. By us doing this podcast, it is our shitty attempt at getting position by doing a podcast. No doubt. This is just a platform for Ian and I to both just be shitty. I mean, truthfully, I don't know. And
stay sane at the same time.
Yeah, and admittedly, but we're doing it for if you didn't say that it's because of prestige and position, it would be a lie. Why else do a podcast? There are plenty of people doing really good podcasts for sobriety.
Like who?
I don't know. I've listened to them. They all suck balls. Look,
exactly.
the first groups,
they're all full of shit.
The first chat groups that were on the web, because I've been sober that long,
AOL Messenger.
Shitty. They were shitty then.
Yeah.
Oh, if you didn't, somebody died and you didn't change your emoji to match everybody else in solidarity, you're an asshole. What are you fucking talking about? I don't know this fucking person from a hole in the head. Like, I was trying to figure out the people that wouldn't do it. The people that stood out and wanted to be individuals. I'm not the hive mind by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, when looking for a sponsor, what's the most important thing?
Make sure they're happy with themselves.
Okay. Do you have a series of questions you ask new sponsors?
New sponsors? No. New sponsees? Yes.
Okay. If a sponsee is looking to get a sponsor, what should they ask? Is that a better way to frame it for you to get real answers?
It depends what you're looking for. There's a lot of people there that are looking for the 24/7 spiritual, the spiritual experience. And I'm not that guy. I'm more of a realist.
Oh, they believe God's real still, huh?
Well,
people need that.
Believing in nothing is still believing in something.
Okay.
But
you realize how narcissistic it is and I get it for all of you getting sober. It's scary to think that there isn't a God. Open up your mind, people.
Yeah, but two drunks are still more powerful than one drunk.
I would agree.
So the group is not a bad higher power.
Hey, look, I just did an interview with a fighter earlier today who told me he's in the program and he's only got a couple of years. And I was genuinely sincere. If you need a lifeline, you've got my number. I mean, I'll listen. I might not buy into his bullshit like somebody in the program might actually, but I'm genuinely sincere when it comes to saying, hey, if you need someone and you can't find someone, give me a call.
Yeah.
And I am as anti-program as they come. Like, I am anti-program.
Well, they say take what you need and leave the rest. You just leave more than others.
There you go.
I couldn't even get all of that out with a straight face.
It's tough. All right, so what did we learn?
We learned that through death of loved ones and close people and traumatic experiences, you cannot pick up.
Okay, what I learned was your program's kind of shitty, Ian, if all this shit actually affected you that much. I mean, I'm just being honest. It sounds like you should have been working on your program before this shit hit the fan.
A lot of curveballs happening.
Right? Because life is all about the curveball.
Absolutely.
So you should have been bulletproof before it happened.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe
I'm just being the devil's advocate on it. I don't.
Well, no, I know. I mean,
you didn't drink,
I didn't drink,
use,
so I'm
so
obviously. I mean, bulletproof might be a strong term, but yeah, I was affected.
Okay. And it made
why are people slamming into me on the freeways? Why am I being getting hit every time I get behind the wheel? I mean, I closed 2 offices.
No, it's because you're shitty.
Well, yeah, but the last 2 weren't my fault. Nope. Nope. In fact, I was being too nice a guy. I could have gone around that semi truck before I stopped, but I didn't want to have to cut people off a half mile down the road because I was getting off on the right.
All right.
So I'm like, no, I'll just stay here, and then boom.
All right.
So maybe that was my fault. Maybe that was a bad decision.
Maybe.
The other one, they have this thing called the suicide lane in Phoenix that, goes one way in the morning and goes the other way from 4 to 6, and then the other times of the days, the other time you use it for a left turn. And I'm driving, and I pass one accident, and I pass 2 accidents, and I'm like, God damn, this lane, there's something up with this lane. Maybe I should get out of it. But meanwhile, I'm doing 40, and everybody else is doing 20. And I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And some guy makes a left turn into me and throws me in oncoming traffic. And then he doesn't have enough insurance.
Yeah, nobody ever does.
Yeah, well, the kid that hit me in the tunnel, he does.
That's good.
He's okay. Yeah. I might, yeah.
All right. So don't drink, don't use no matter what. Make sure not to become too friendly with your sponsor. Ask lots of questions. Make sure they have what you want.
And there's nothing against getting a second opinion. I had a kid ask me last week. He's like, hey, my sponsor told me to quit my job to give me humility. I'm like, I wouldn't quit my fucking job for nothing. What, are you crazy?
Right.
What you got to be bankrupt, broke, and homeless to frickin' get sober?
You don't.
And he's like, thank you.
That's literally literally all the stupid things.
Because nobody else has said anything like that. And it's kind of like what I was thinking.
Oh, don't get me started on the pet peeve of your bottom isn't big enough. What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Of all the... Wow, I was living on the roof of the Alano Club, and my mom gave me a sleeping bag, and that's why I got sober. Okay, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, bro. Your story's really fucked up. That is not my story. That is not my story. I think the first time I thought about even trying to kill myself should have been the end of it. Like, the minute that thought goes across your brain while you're fucked up, thinking, yeah, it'd be a good idea if I died. You should go to a meeting. You should go to a meeting. Not when you try, not because you wound up in a jail institution. No. You, like, a non-rational thought. If you're justifying crack use as just recreational.
Like a gentleman.
Yeah, like a gentleman. I smoke crack like a gentleman. I do meth like a gentleman. I can't even say that with a straight face. That used to be one of my jokes. There's no such thing as a recreational meth user. It doesn't exist. You aren't. That's not a real thing. That's not a real thing. That's not even remotely a real thing.
Nope.
I can understand recreational alcohol, and I'm willing, because it's legal everywhere, recreational pot user. Yeah, you can make that just... Yeah. I can see that. Meth? Yeah. I'm a recreational heroin user. You are? You only do it on the weekends?
Yeah.
You don't base it? I mean, well, I don't use a needle, therefore I'm not that bad. Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I do it because my knee hurts.
I like to put my drugs in the microwave in a vial with baking soda and swirl it around so it changes physical properties.
Right. Well, I was taking OxyContin and it was too expensive, so I just switched over to heroin for my knee. Okay, time to go to a meeting. Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Time for a tramadol in a meeting.
I can safely say this as a person who has broken, snapped, and dislocated everything on my body and been handed every drug in the world. Nowhere in my brain did it ever come across to me that, oh, I should probably just do heroin. It's cheaper.
The mental pain.
Ugh, fucking people. Kill me. All right, don't drink, don't use, stay sober. Give a message of hope.
A message of hope. No matter what happens, good, bad, or indifferent, you do not have to pick up for any rhyme or reason.
The management apologizes for today's show. Please send your complaints to blackwhiterecovery@gmail.com. That's the words black, the word white, and the word recovery @gmail.com.